Hey there, it's Coach Rylan here, and I'm back with your third episode in your video coaching series on how to get toned and sculpted arms. The secret to getting ultimately toned arms. Now this is going to be important for you if you did the pinch test and you came up with less than ½ inch of excess skin, excess body fat. Again, if you haven't done the pinch test yet, make sure you go back to that first video. That's the most important step. So go back and have a look at that and follow the instructions in that video if you haven't done it yet. Now, again, if you've done the test, you've come up with less than ½ inch of excess body fat or sagging skin on your upper arms, what we want to do is focus on toning and developing the muscle. And that is done through a few different methods. But basically what I first want to mention is that if you don't have excess body fat on your arms, and I'll be honest, about only 5% of the women that I've worked with have had this issue. So most of you out there, like 90 to 95% of you, are going to find that your number one step is to lose excess body fat. Okay, but if that's not the case for you, if you don't have a lot of excess body fat to lose, and you still don't have arms that are toned as sculpted as you want, then you suffer what I call a syndrome that's called skinny fat syndrome. And that means that your arms, although they're lean, they still might have a larger percentage of body fat than you'd like. And what that leads to is arms that maybe aren't that big. You know, they still look lean from a distance, but they don't have that firmness. They don't have that sculptedness, that tone, and that's what you want to accomplish here. So basically what happens is that the muscle has kind of gone to jelly. So your arms are mushy and squishy, although they might not be big, and it still might not be body fat, but the muscle just doesn't have that firmness and that sculptedness that you want. So here's what we're going to do. You want to focus primarily on sculpting and toning the upper arms through exercises that are going to work those muscles to an incredible extent. So exercises that you find in the gym on a gym machine or anything like that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about doing compound movements that are not only going to tone just the back of your upper arms, but your biceps, your shoulders as well, and including your upper back. So we want to use exercises that are going to tone the entire arm and the upper back, and bring into account all those other muscles that are going to make the appearance of really toned and sculpted arms. Okay, so again, this is not, you know, your typical gym exercises or your machines that you find in your gym. You want to do these exercises that are going to focus on all these muscles at once. Now, the benefit that you have if you don't have excess body fat to lose is that you don't need to spend a bunch of time on exercises that are primarily designed to burn body fat. So this is going to actually take you a lot less time than those women out there who need to lose a lot of body fat at the same time. So basically you're not going to have to work out near as much, and it's not going to take you as long to get the results that you're looking for. So what we want to focus on is, you know, a couple of the exercises that I've created that I find work extremely well. Are some of the secret ones that I have that are called, for instance, I have what's called a dual chair dip, which is an exercise that works your entire upper body, your upper back, your triceps, your biceps, your shoulders, all at the same time, and you don't need any equipment at all, and you can just do this in your own home, in your living room. That's a great exercise for toning the upper arms. Again, your entire upper arms, not just your tricep, for instance. Another exercise that's really effective is a band row and kickback. Again, another exercise that I've developed to bring into account all the muscle mass in the upper body, not just the triceps. So we're not just talking about doing push downs here or bicep curls. We're doing exercises that are combining all the movements of the upper arms, and this way you're going to tone and sculpt every muscle. You're going to get that really defined look. You're going to tighten and firm all of those muscles in your shoulders, in your biceps, triceps, everywhere. And that is really the key if you are the type of person that doesn't have a lot of excess body fat to lose, but you want to get the ultimately toned arms. You know, those arms that you're really comfortable with, you're confident showing them off in a sleeveless dress or bathing suit or anything like that. So that really is the key. Now, these exercises are, yeah, they might sound a little complex, but they're really not. And the good thing is, again, you don't need any equipment. I mean, with the exception of like a band row, you need a band, an exercise band with handles on it, which is you can find for, you know, $10 at any local exercise store, and you can do these exercises in your own home. And that is one of the key things that I did when I was putting together the Go Sleeveless system, is that I didn't want you to have to go to a gym or use any fancy equipment or anything like that. All these exercises can be done with either little or absolutely no equipment, and they can be done in your own home. So that's a really important thing to mention. Now, So again, the secret to getting ultimately toned arms, if you don't have a lot of excess body fat to lose, again, if you've done that pinch test, you've come up with 1/2 inch or less, we want to work on exercises that are going to work every aspect of your upper arms, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, your upper back, and you want to do these exercises in a way that's going to burn a lot of that little excess fat that you have around the muscle, but primarily firm and tone that muscle up, again, because you're not going to have a lot of excess body fat to lose. So you can still lose a little bit and it'll make a nice visible difference, but the key here is to really bring out that tone, that firmness, that definition, and we don't want to bulk up the upper arms either. And again, these are exercises, a lot of the exercises in the Go Sleeveless system I've created myself to avoid any of those particular complications. So you're not going to have to worry about muscle bulk. You're not going to have to worry about bringing your upper arms, making them even bigger, even though they might be lean. You don't want big and bulging upper arms either. So I've developed a particular system to make sure we avoid all of that. Okay, so that's basically it for this week, for this coaching lesson. I've got another one coming up for you next week. Again, if you don't want to wait for that, if you want to get all my lessons, as well as all the exercises and all the steps that you need to get toned and sculpted arms, no matter what your body type, head on over to GoSleeveless.com, grab your copy of the DVD, and then you'll also be able to download your workout manual instantly in ebook format while you're waiting for that to ship out. So if you want to get started right now, if you're tired of procrastinating, you want to get those results starting right now, head over to GoSleeveless.com. Otherwise, I will see you next week when I bring you another coaching lesson on how to get toned and sculpted arms. I will talk to you soon. Take care of yourself.